All right. Good afternoon. It's Friday, just a little bit past 12 noon. I'm Pastor Bob. I serve the people of Plymouth Congregational Church right here in downtown Lansing. And I welcome you to our second installment on modern mystics, words and music in the pop culture era. So last week we looked at Leonard Cohen. This week we're going to look at, do you know who that person is? That's Joni Mitchell. So we have songs, we have words and music, we also have some art, and we have a little bit about her backstory. So let's let's move along. So this is on the left-hand side of your screen is Joni from circa around 1969, and then on the right-hand side of the screen is Joni, picture taken at the Newport Folk Festival held earlier this summer. What can we say? Let's make sure we cover a few things before we get too far along. Joni I did not know this at the time, and I grew up. I'm a child of the '60s, in case you didn't know that. I grew up. So some of these pop icons were very inspirational to me. So Leonard Cohen with his finger picking style, and Joni Mitchell had a style all to herself. She was a finger picker as well. She has an infectious smile, a very contagious and infectious smile. I did not know, one, that Joni Mitchell was not her real name, and two, that she was from Canada. She is a Canadian singer-songwriter and a visual artist. And I guess I should have known that there were some albums that were released in the 60s and the 70s that featured her artwork. She was a principal figure in the development of pop music into its present art form. Her folk-inspired songs incorporated jazz rhythms and world music, and her collaboration with jazz greats such as Charles Mingus, Pat Metheny, Jaco Pastorius garnered much critical acclaim. Mitchell was one of the finest and most creative recording artists of the late 20th century, whose energetic musical performances, poetic lyrics, and outstanding sonic innovations proved to be highly influential and helped define an era. Born Roberta Joanne Anderson in Fort Macleod, Alberta, Canada in 1943, her father was a flight lieutenant in the Royal Canadian Air Force and her mother was a teacher. Mitchell contracted polio at the age of 8, another piece of information I was totally unaware of. She developed an early interest in music and briefly studied classical piano. Although a poor student, she demonstrated excellent poetic skills. And I think that's attributed to much of her lyrical ability on rhyme, meter, form, and words in itself. Mitchell briefly studied art in Calgary and then relocated to Toronto, where she started writing and performing music with her then husband, Chad Mitchell. She later moved to Detroit in 1965 and then to New York in '66, finally settling in Los Angeles in 1968. I think I need to turn off notifications. So give me a pause here and let me do that. There we go. All right, I hope that worked. I turned it on my phone. So my phone is turned off. All right, let's take a look at what's next. Here's cover of the Rolling Stone. I think this was her debut to American pop culture in the late '60s. And then on the right-hand side of the screen This was celebrating Joni's 75th birthday. She is presently 78, will be 79 this November. All right, coming up, like I said, we have some video and some music to listen to. This is a broadcast from the BBC. It is The Big Yellow Taxi. Now, I did not know this tune by that name, and I'm sure many of you did not know that tune by this name. You may have known this tune by They Paved Paradise and Put Up a Parking Lot. So this is Joni Mitchell on stage on the BBC 1969.
I'm really in the mood to sing. Unfortunately, my pipes are kind of going now. Or I'd stay here for another hour. Put up a parking lot. With a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charged all the people $1.50 just to see them. I said, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away that DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, believe me, the birds and the bees. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard that screen door slam. And a big yellow taxi come and took away my old man. Till it's gone, they paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard that screen door slam. And a big yellow tractor come and took away my house, it took away my land. I said, don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. And flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on could have done, but clouds got in my way. Oh, I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. Oh, I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. No, don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. Oh, I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. Oh, I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. Oh, I really don't know life at all.
Okay, a couple of comments. First, that was two songs, really. Those of you that tuned in and stuck there, it was Big Yellow Taxi and Both Sides Now. And second, for those of you who are guitar players, you will recognize that she was playing her instrument in what we call open tuning, meaning that if you play all the strings without any chords, it's tuned to a major chord, or you can tune it to a minor chord. But she tuned it open tuning, and I do want to spend a little bit of time on the words for both of those songs and make sure that we're paying attention. We're looking at artists who are mystics. Mystics are people who are able to see the divine unfold in our world and communicate it in ways that are not necessarily traditional. So when you think of the word mystic, you might think that mystics are only limited in the sacred world, in the Bible, in church. And the reality is the church is very slow to respond to the mystics that actually walk with us, talk with us, sleep with us, and direct us to pay more attention to the divine in, with, and through all of creation. That was no different in the beginning, during Jesus' time, during the Reformation, during the Renaissance, during the Middle Ages, and it's no different than it is today. And sometimes the mystics end up sacrificing their life because they sometimes present a message that goes contrary to those in power. So let's take a look at, let's start with Big Yellow Taxi. I've always enjoyed this piece because it pokes fun at our incessant behavior to tear everything down and pave it over with asphalt. And it's only been the last few years that we're starting to see people recognize that we have a real responsibility to take better care of the earth and stop polluting the earth with fuel reserves, asphalt, oil, etc. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot, commenting on our need to have more malls, more stores, and less trees. With a pink hotel, boutique, and swinging hotspot, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot, and then you want to hear the bop shabop singers in the background with her, but this was a live broadcast on the BBC. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away that DDT. So it's amazing. She's speaking truth to power, and our farm situations, our farmers were using poison to the land, poison to the fruits, poison to the vegetables, poison to the animals. They were using that DDT so they could produce more. And its effects, DDT's effects on humankind, nature, and the environment was catastrophic. It was just terrible. But it's all about America's need for profit at any expense, and you and I are expendable. Let's go back and take a look at both sides now. That was the second piece. I love this music, Rose and Flows of Angel Hair. I remember as a little boy, and I'm going back to maybe 2-3 years old, laying in our backyard. We had a very small postage stamp size backyard. The little fence, our little dog was there, but I remember distinctly being able to be fascinated by the clouds in the sky. Rows and flows of angel hair, ice cream castles in the air, feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way. But now they only block the sun, they rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way. Now, if we were taking an art appreciation class and we looked at this, we would want to tease that apart and say, can you give me some examples in your life where at one point in your life, clouds were blessed, meaningful, spirit-filled, and later, clouds were dark and empty and gloomy. So I invite you to look up these words, the lyrics for both these songs, and go to YouTube and listen to her live broadcast. You can listen to her recordings. I do want to say that there's a couple of things. I'm hoping that I don't get pinged by the copyright police because these are live broadcasts, and I'm not sure that the copyright holders actually cross over. If they do, all of the content you're seeing here this afternoon is readily available on YouTube. And now we're going to take a look at, this is Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. So right in here, that's Stephen Stills, David Crosby, Graham Nash, and off to the right, far right, is Neil Young. And separating Crosby, Stills, and Nash from Neil Young is Joni Mitchell. And this was a live performance of Woodstock. What we're going to do is we're going to flip back over to the BBC channel and listen to her rendition of Woodstock from 1970. I'll have more to say about Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young and Joni's relationship with them and her relationship with Woodstock. But here we go with Woodstock, BBC, 1970.
This next song that I'm going to play is about one of these pop festivals that they've been having around the world lately. It's one that I didn't really get to go to. I'd been playing the night before in Chicago with a band, friends of mine, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, etc., and it was their first professional appearance, and we were all kind of excited about it. And the next night we were supposed to all play in Woodstock, and I had to do a TV show the next day, so I kind of got left behind because they were having problems getting people in and getting them back out again and everything. So I stayed home in New York and I watched it on television all day and saw everybody there playing and singing, and it was really a nice festival, I guess, and from the looks of everything. And well, I wrote a little song for my friends to sing and for myself to sing as well, and it's called Woodstock. It goes like this. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was song and a celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky, and they were turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. We are golden, caught in the devil's bargain, and we
Thank you for that, Joni. I'm looking at the lyric page from CSNY, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and what struck me is the lyric. You heard her speak this once. I'm going to speak the refrain, and it goes like this: We are stardust, we are golden, we are billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Excuse me. So when I heard this in 1970, you heard her talk about she met up with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and she penned it together for them. The five of them were going to present it in upstate New York at Woodstock, and she couldn't make her arrangements correct to guarantee that she could come back and do her television show. So CSN and Y and Young wasn't really part of Crosby, Stills, and Nash yet. In fact, by this time at Woodstock, it was just Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Young came in and played, but he wasn't part of the group until another couple years down the path. But we are stardust. We are billion-year-old carbon. Those of you that are following Matthew Fox's creation spirituality would hear and resonate with those words, knowing full well that all of creation, all of matter, all of energy, all of light, all of darkness is composed of the great mystery of the divine. And it's the cycle of life that continues even after we are dead and we decay and we're recycled and repurposed and renewed. Yes, our spirit goes on and lives in eternity, but the matter, cells, and DNA that come together that make us up who we are gets reduced back to its simple building block components. And we're starting to see the effects of that as we gaze into the night sky through many of these telescopes that have come out these last 20 years. We are stardust, we are golden, we are billion-year-old carbon, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. It would be interesting to hear what Joni thinks, what her message or what she means, or what the garden means to her. I have an idea of what it means for me, but I didn't write the tune, and it would be fair for me to impose my thoughts and ideas on her words and music. So we're going to now head into a little bit about her personal past. The individual on the left, Brad McMath, Toronto photographer, fathered Joni's child. Joni was 19 when she gave birth, and she gave the child up for adoption. She didn't feel she could do right by bringing a child into the world. She had so much yet to do in her music and her life, and so she gave the child up. And it would be another 30 years before she finds her daughter. So this next video clip is a couple minutes long, and it's about Joni and her missing daughter.
Joan has always had a lot of guilt surrounding the whole situation with her child, and this incredibly strong drive to find her.
I had the great fortune to see her in Vancouver, Canada, when she was with her daughter for the first time. She was so overjoyed. She was like a little kid. Joni's face had changed.
This is really something. People will be envious, but our roads aren't clear, so we mustn't rush. Still, we're burning brightly, clinging like fire to fuel. I'm grinning like a fool. Stay in touch.
We both were very excited about meeting I'm thinking, you know, what if she doesn't like me? Probably she won't like me. You know, there's going to be issues here. She arrived and I was upstairs and I was painting. So I walked out on the balcony of the house and I saw her kind of in the dark. It was like Romeo and Juliet. She had some paintbrushes in her hand. And when we met at the front door in the kitchen with hugs, it felt like I had gone away on a trip for a couple months and I was coming home.
During times like these, the wise are influential. They can bear the imperfections.
Joni doesn't look like a grandmother or act like a grandmother. She's like a mother of the three of us.
No doubt that's always been a tricky one for us. We should just surrender. Let fate and duty shape us.
It's like the master's class in love, true altruistic love. She's going through that now. She's really exploring and finding her way through a process of discovery that you can only experience through your relationship with a child.
It was a healing thing. Yes, it was very cathartic. Full circle.
She was always truthful in her work, and maybe the fact that she had not wanted to acknowledge that she had a child publicly was the missing piece. And with this piece complete, not only was her family complete, but in a weird way, her work was complete.
Okay. So this is an early picture of the three of them. Her grandson. Her daughter later had a granddaughter. What I find strikingly remarkable about Joni's sense of love and life is that she never sunk into depths of depression for having given up her daughter. But there was great rejoicing when she finally found her daughter out and then learned about her grandchildren. And then she's embraced them ever since. So that's a little backstory that you may not have known about Joni. And we're going to now tiptoe into this picture. Those of you that are from the 70s will recognize that that's James Taylor on the left, Joni Mitchell on the right. And I did not know this, but before James and Carly Simon had a relationship, James had a relationship with Joni Mitchell. So I think we're going to hear a piece of music by the two of them. Let's see what we got coming up next. Oh, I know what this is. When they broke up, it's not clear who broke up with whom first. Joni wrote this next tune, and it's just an audio clip. So I'm going to leave that picture up, and you can listen to the piece of music that Joni wrote.
Where are you now? Are you in some hotel room? Does it have a view? Are you caught in a crowd or holding some honey who came on to you? Why do you have to be so jive? Okay, hang up the phone, it hurts, but something survives. Though it's undermined, I'd still like to see you sometime. I'm feeling so good, and my friends will tell me that I'm looking fine. I run in the woods, I spring from the boulders like a mama lion. I'm not ready to change my name again, but you know I'm not after a piece of your fortune and your fame. 'Cause I tasted mine, I'd just like to see you sometime. Pack your suspenders, I'll come meet your way. No need to surrender, I just wanna see you again. We're in for more rain, I could sure use some sunshine on my apple trees. It seems such a shame we start off so kind and end so heartlessly. I couldn't take them all on then with a head full of questions and hypes. So when the hopes got so slim, I just resigned. But I'd still like to see you sometime. I would sure like to see you.
So that was Joni and James Taylor, and as she began working with Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Young, she developed a fondness and an affection for David Crosby, but then turned her attention, that was short-lived, she turned her attention to Graham Nash, who wrote the beautiful piece of music called Our House for Joni. So here is an artist's rendition in pictures and images of the piece of music that Graham Nash wrote for Crosby, Stills, and Nash, titled Our House.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long. For me, only for me. Come to me now, rest your head for just 5 minutes. Everything is done. Such a cozy room, the windows are illuminated by the evening sunshine through them, fiery gems for you. For you, our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard, now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now life used to be so hard, now everything is easy 'cause of you. And now I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you bought today.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So I did not know that Our House was written and dedicated to Joni Mitchell. Maybe in the 70s, when I was passionate about music, I should have spent more time in the album liners. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lyrics. Simple, wonderful song. I do want to point out a couple of things on the simplicity of the song that she inspired in Graham Nash. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy because of you. All right, we're going to turn our attention to Joni Mitchell, the artist. And I think it's a 2-minute clip, and it briefly summarizes some, maybe most of her artwork. So here we go. So that was a compilation of pictures, images, artwork that Joni is credited with authoring and put together by a fan favorite, using Joni Mitchell's music in the backdrop and her artwork up front. Now this picture was taken of Joni and her daughter this past summer, and you can see the love and devotion and life that's in Joni's face. We're now going to turn our attention to the Newport Newport Folk Festival that was held this past July, and so many artists came to support Joni. Marcus Mumford. Right here is Brandi Carlile, super fans that joined Mitchell for her first Newport set in 20 years this past weekend. This was July 25th this summer. Folk icon Joni Mitchell wowed the crowd at the Newport Folk Festival on Sunday, July 24th, when the Big Yellow Taxi singer took the stage for a first full-length live set in more than 20 years. In her appearance at the annual gathering since 1969, the reclusive Mitchell held court on a gilded chair for a 13-song set that included a parade of special guests paying tribute to the 78-year-old who had struggled with health issues and rarely made public appearances, suffering from a brain aneurysm in 2015. So we're going to hear the musicians present for us the Big Yellow Taxi, the Circle Game, and I think there might be another piece in here, and then we'll move on to Both Sides Now, and then I think we'll be heading towards wrap up for our time together. So here's Big Yellow Taxi by all of those artists from the Newport Folk Festival this past summer.
Thank you so much.
Is this unbelievable or is this unbelievable? Look at all those people crying, Joni. Let's make them party. Let's make them party now. What do you think?
Party time.
We always party at a Joni Jam anyway.
Here we go.
All right. You got this one, Lucius? Yeah. Get them tears out of your eyes now.
Sorry.
We gotta keep our shit together.
Sobbing over here.
I need
no
more
big deal.
wine.
Oh, really?
It's going really fast.
Sing along to this one, though.
Yeah, sing it. You know it. Come on.
The paved paradise, put up a parking lot with a big hotel, a boutique and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. They took all the trees, put them in the trees. Yeah, they did. And they charged all the people an arm and a leg just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Hey, farmer, put away that DDT now. Oh, put it away. Leave these spots on my apples, be the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Late last night, heard the screen door sing, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. They paved paradise.
Put up a parking lot.
When I'm 78, I got you, Y. I got you. I got your back. Seriously, when we're 78, can you even give this woman hashtag Shiro. She's a love queen. I don't even know what that is. the sky was full of thunder and tearful at the falling of a star.
There we go.
And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're happy on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in a circle game. Then the child grew 10 times round the season.
Yes.
He skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like when you're older must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game.
Yeah, Joni.
16 springs and 16 summers are gone now,
Yeah.
and cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town. And they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, until you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. So the years spin by and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. And go round and round and round in the circle game.
So I came to love and appreciate that piece of music through the artist known as, I believe, Tom Rush, and it was performed on a FM broadcast, a FM station in Detroit called Magic FM, WMJC. And he's a very deep voice. I also appreciated that Joni's voice, her vocal cords, her expression of song has changed over the last 50 years. And why does that surprise me? My own voice has changed as well. All right. We're going to listen to one final piece from the Newport Folk Festival. It is Both Sides Now. And then following that, there'll be a scene showing what we're going to be doing next week at this time. We'll be looking at the mystic words and wisdom of the artist known as Peter Yarrow, Noel Paul Stuckey, Mary Travis, otherwise known as Peter, Paul, and Mary. So here is Both Sides Now.
Joni, will you sing us a couple more?
What's that?
Will you sing us a couple more, Joni?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do this one.
All right.
Okay. Rose and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun, and they rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions that I recall. I really don't know clouds. I really don't know clouds at all. Dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. No, don't give yourself away. Oh, I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions that I recall. I really don't know love. I really don't know love at all.
I don't know love at all.
Tears and fears and feeling proud
To say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange, and they shake their heads and they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained.
Tell him, Joni.
In living every day.
Living every day.
I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow this life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life. I really don't know life at all.
How does everybody feel about one more? Did the world just stop? Did the world just stop? Did everything that was wrong with it just go away? I feel like it did, Joni. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so there's plenty more on YouTube. You can go find them and explore them on your own. Here's the pitch for next Friday at this time. I do want you to remember that mystics walk with us. They are ordinary people, and they're not afraid or ashamed or embarrassed to speak the divine truth that they experience to help us perceive our world in a better and new way. So I'm grateful for the personhood and the music and the artistry of Joni Mitchell. I hope you did too. And with that, that comes the end of our time together. I do want to remind you that we do have worship this Sunday morning at 10:30 in person, live at 125 South Pennsylvania in the lower level. You can come and join us. We also have communion at that time and a potluck to celebrate our coming together. If you can't join us in person, you can follow us on YouTube or Facebook Live. In the meantime, be blessed and be a blessing. God bless all of us.